Today, we are reviewing Turkish Airlines 787-9 from Athens to Istanbul on their short-haul business product. Come join us. Starting our journey at the Sofitel Athens Airport Hotel. Honestly, a great place if you have an overnight layover. I'd highly recommend. It is the shortest walk I've ever had from terminal to airport, especially if you get in late. But here we are entering Athens International Airport. Pretty busy this morning as this flight departed around 10:45 a.m. You do have a private Turkish business class line next to the economy here on the left. Queue was pretty short. We were up to the counter about 5 minutes, through security and to the lounge. Now, as you can see here, plenty of operators using the Gold Air handling lounge. I would say match your expectations based on your airline. For Turkish, I was pretty happy. Plenty of food, plenty of seating, nice open windows to see all of the aircraft movements and plane spot. If I was on Emirates though and I was paying a fortune, I'd be kind of disappointed. We settled into these 4 seats here next to the window, got on the Wi-Fi, which was complimentary, and just began to plane spot and get a little snack before our short hop over to Istanbul. As you can see here, hot options along with plenty of wine, some spirits as well, although that was not as strong as other lounges. Plenty of options though, and coffee on the other side. I'd say this is a perfect opportunity to just get a little bite to eat before getting a meal service on the plane. Every time they have a coffee machine like this, I'm always impressed by how many options it can actually produce at a high quality. Now, unfortunately here, I really could not figure out where the pods were, and so I had to actually ask someone that worked there for some help. And so got it to work. We were fully caffeinated and able to get on our journey. Now, when we were checking in at the desk, they did tag both of our bags for cabin approved. We saw this on Aegean Airlines as we did our hops through the Greek islands. And here we are, our first view of our 787-9 with Turkish. Like I said, great plane spotting views from the lounge, so it was awesome to be able to see it land. Now, that flight was just incoming from Istanbul, so it's a pretty quick turnaround to get to our gate, which was here at the end of the terminal. No extra security needed, so once they called our group, which everybody lined up in the business line and had to be shooed away, we were finally on to this bird. Now here we are, row 5, similar to, I'd say, the Polaris cabin, where you have these honeymoon seats in the middle, where it's shoulder to shoulder. We were row 5 here, right in the middle of the cabin, out of the 8 rows. Pretty decent screen, a little tight on the footwell here, but you do have a space to put your backpack. You got your TV remote, all the functions of the bed, although there is really only 3 options: lay down, relax, and take off and landing. You have the little cubby here, which closes with a door, along with headphone jack and universal power outlet. The seat is honestly really pretty with this cross stitch, as well as this pillow here, no blanket, although it is a daytime short flight, so no need. Love to see that this goes down to give you a little bit extra space when you're fully lay flat. If you need a little bit extra leg room, you can flip that up. And then we have overhead air vents and reading lights, which is a nice touch on a wide body. Tray table pops out. I love that you can actually do half or full. Please note here that you cannot get out of your seat while this is down. You could maybe go into the 1 panel config and sneak your way. Super bright light for reading. So my headphones were not able to work without this little adapter here that I brought myself. Their headphones did work, but just note, if you are using your own, I couldn't actually hear anything. Nice coat hook there if you need to hang anything. And then here's a look at our cabin. Pretty private, honestly, if you're settled into your seat. Pre-departure beverage, we had 4 different options, all non-alcoholic. It was a great option. A menu was provided to us along with some hazelnuts. Nice little pre-departure option. Quick flight, so I don't mind that they're not in ceramic and they're in this little baggie, because maybe you just don't want it. Pause for a more detailed menu look, but the options included some cold cuts along with some veggies. We also had a fruit salad, which was really nice, and a hot entree. So honestly, I was pretty impressed with the option for a 1-hour flight. But as usual, European carriers are really good. On the back, we have beverages here, all the way down from spirits to non-alcoholic teas, coffees, the whole thing. After about 30 minutes of ground service, we pushed back from the gate and headed to the runway. Let's listen in. So to touch on the seating, the odd numbered rows are the honeymoon seats, but the odd number window seats are actually closer to the aisle. So you'll want to be on an even row if you want to be a solo traveler on the window, but you want to be odd if you want to sit together in the middle. With only 1 hour of flight time, this service was going to have to be impressive. We're talking 12 minutes after takeoff. They are going with single tray service here, and here you have it. Everything on the menu, which I love. Sometimes airlines have to pivot based on what's provided with catering, but we have the spinach and feta hot entree, mixed fruit, olives, the vegetables with cold cuts, which I love that they put the mozzarella here in a little ribbon. That's an awesome touch. I haven't really seen food art on a plane before. Chia seeds and pineapple, or actually no, mango, sorry, on the top. But yeah, look at this. I mean, this is really cool for a 1 hour flight food service. Love the little salt and pepper shakers with the dome top. It's always fun. It kind of reminds me of KLM's clogs. And then I got a tea. They had different teas based on like if you want energy or to sleep or just to relax. And so I went with the energy one, and it was really nice to pair with this meal as we made our way over to Istanbul. And just like that, with service done, we could see the runway in sight. Love that they have these cameras here on the Dreamliner. You have the forward and the down options. The down makes me a little motion sickness, especially as we get closer to the ground. Had to say hello here in the mirror. I do appreciate this, especially after sleeping. You're kind of like, what's going on with my hair? Like, what's going on? One thing I will note is this cabin has seen way better days. Pieces of the seat as well as some of the suites do look pretty beaten and worn, so I'm hoping that they refurbish this in the coming years. But here we have it, Istanbul Airport coming into view and touchdown about 59 minutes after departure. Now this was a part of a greater trip heading over back to the US, and we'll talk more about points and how we booked this trip specifically in the long haul flight, but it was a really good product, especially for an hour. Here's a look at my seat as a single, as well as the two seats if you want to be sitting together. Pretty close in proximity, but you do have that little wing in between you, so when you're sitting back, you can't actually see each other. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.